Amazon Web Services is a cloud platform offered by Amazon.com. According to a recent report, about 60% of the cloud computing job postings requires AWS-related skill set. These numbers indicate that skills and knowledge in AWS are in high demand and will continue to be in the near future. So, if you are somebody who's looking forward to landing a job in the AWS field, this is where you should want to be. In this session, we shall have a look at the top AWS interview questions along with some answers. There can be hundreds of AWS interview questions, but here we have compiled the most expected and abundantly asked questions. We shall go from slightly simpler or basic questions to medium questions, and towards the end, we shall have a look at some of the very advanced questions. We shall talk about a lot of what's and how's during this session. So, without any further ado, let's get started with our first question. What is AWS? AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. It is one of the most popular cloud computing platforms provided by Amazon. It offers more than 200 fully featured services including storage, analytics, developer tools, IoT, and security. AWS has a customers base over 190 countries worldwide, including 5,000 edtech institutions and 2,000 government organizations. It includes fastest growing startups, largest enterprises, and leading government agencies. Some of the giants using AWS are ESPN, Adobe, Twitter, Netflix, Facebook, and BBC. Moving to our next question that says, what is EC2? Out of a lot of AWS services, 5 best services offered by AWS Amazon are Amazon EC2, that is Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute, Amazon S3, that is simpler storage services, Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, Amazon CloudFront, and Amazon Relational Database Services. Out of these, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, that is Amazon EC2, is a web service that provides secure, resizable compute capacity in the cloud. It comes under the compute domain and it provides services that helps in the computation of the workloads. Moving to our next question that says, what is a Snowball? Snowball is a petabyte scale data transport solution that uses secure appliances to transfer large amount of data into and out of the AWS cloud. Using Snowball it addresses our common challenges with large scale data transfers, including high network cost, long transfer at times, and security concerns. Moving to our next question, that is our fourth question, which says, what is CloudWatch? Amazon CloudWatch is a monitoring and management service that provides data and actionable insights for AWS, hybrid, and non-premises application and infrastructure resources. With CloudWatch, you can collect and access all your performance and operational data in the form of logs and metrics from a single platform. Going to the next question that says, what is Elastic Transcoder? Amazon Elastic Transcoder is a media transcoding in the cloud. It is designed to be a highly scalable, easy to use, and a low-cost effective way for developers and businesses to convert or transcode media files from the source format into versions that will play back on devices like smartphones, tablets, and PCs. Next question, we have what is VPC? That is, what is Amazon Virtual Private Cloud? Amazon VPC is a service that lets you launch AWS resources in a logically isolated virtual network that you define. You have complete control over virtual networking environment, including selection of your own IP address range, creation of subnets, and configuration of the route tables and network gateways. Next question, we have what is AWS Lambda? AWS Lambda is a serviceless compute service that lets you run code without provisioning, managing server, or creating load-aware clusters of scaling logic, maintaining event integrations, or managing runtimes. With Lambda, you can run your code for virtually any type of application or backend service with all the zero administrations. Next up, we have what is Amazon Simple Queue Service, or what is Amazon SQS. Amazon SQS is a fully managed message queuing service that enables you to decouple and scale microservices, distributed systems, and serviceless applications. Using SQS, you can send, store, and receive messages between software components at any volume without losing messages or requiring other sources to be available. Going to our 9th question that says, what are the advantages of autoscaling? Some of the advantages of autoscaling are better fault tolerance, better availability, and better cost management. Moving to our next question that says, what are the different storage classes available in Amazon S3? Some of the different storage classes are Amazon S3 Standard, Amazon S3 Standard for infrequent access, Amazon S3 Reduced Redundancy Storage, and Amazon Glacier. Moving to our next question that says, what is Amazon S3? Well, S3 is also known as Simple Storage Service. It is a storage service that makes web-scale computing very easier. The simple interface is used to store and retrieve data at any time from anywhere over the internet. Moving to our next question that says, what is the difference between Amazon EC2 and Amazon S3? Amazon EC2 is a cloud web service used for hosting your applications, whereas Amazon S3 is a data storage system where any amount of data can be stored. Secondly, EC2 is like a huge computer machine which can run either on Linux or Windows and can handle applications like PHP, Python, Apache, or any other databases. Whereas S3 has a REST interface and use secure 𝐀𝐻EMAC SHA-1 authentication keys. Moving to our next question that says, what is geo-targeting in CloudFront? Geo-targeting in CloudFront enables the detection of users' origin country and country code. It helps businesses to show personalized content according to their geographic video. Next up, we have what are the different type of cloud services, and it is one of the most common questions asked. Well, we have software as a service known as SaaS. We have data as a service known as DaaS. We have platform as a service known PaaS, and infrastructure as a service known as IaaS. Next up, we have what does AMI include? AWS Identity and Access Management enables you to manage access to AWS services and resources securely. Uses IAM, you can create and manage AWS users and groups and use permissions to allow and deny their access to the AWS resources. There are several features of AWS IAM, that is enhanced security, granular control, temporary credentials, analysis access, flexible security credential management, and leveraging external identity systems. Moving to our next question. Name the different types of instances. Well, we have compute optimized, memory optimized instance, storage optimized instance, accelerated computing instances, and general purpose instances. Next up, we have what are the features of AWS IAM. Like we discussed earlier, we have enhanced security, granular control, temporary credentials, analyze access, flexible security credential management, and leverage external identity systems. Moving to our next question that says, what do you understand by a security group? A security group acts as a virtual firewall for your EC2 instance to control the incoming and outgoing traffic. Inbound routes control the incoming traffic to your instance, and outbound routes control the outgoing traffic from your instance. When you launch an instance, you can specify one or more security groups. There is a set of rules for controlling the inbound traffic to instances and other set of rules for controlling the outbound traffic. You can add rules to each security group that allows traffic or from going outside of or going inside it. Moving to our next question that says, how does Amazon Route 53 provide high availability and low latency? Amazon Route 53 uses three important things to provide high availability and low latency. First thing is globally distributed server, which means Amazon is a global service and consequently has DNS services globally. Then comes dependency, which means that the root 53 provides a high level of dependability required by the critical applications. And third and the last is most important feature, which is optimal locations. It means root 53 uses global IaaS network to answer the queries from the optimal positions automatically. Moving to our next question that says, what are spot instances and on-demand instances? Spot instances are unused computing capacity blocks released by AWS when the EC2 instances are created. Amazon EC2 spot instances let you take advantage of unused EC2 capacity in the AWS cloud. Whereas on-demand instances are virtual servers in the AWS EC2 used while testing and developing applications on EC2. With on-demand instances, you pay for the compute capacity by the second with no long-term commitments. The next question in our list is, what is connection draining? Connection draining is a feature provided by AWS which allows the servers to serve to the current requests which are either going to be updated or to be removed. If connection draining is enabled, the load balancer will allow an outgoing instance to complete the current request for a specific period, but will not send any request to it. Without connection draining, an outgoing instance will immediately go off and the request pending on that instance error will out. Next in our list is, what is a stateful and stateless firewall? A stateful firewall maintains the state of defined rules. Based on the defined and inbound rules, it lets out the outline rules flow. Stateless firewalls are designed to protect networks based on static information such as source and destination, whereas stateful firewalls filter packets based on the full context of a given network, and stateless firewalls filter packets based on the individual packets themselves. The next question in our list is, what is a power user access in AWS? Power user access is the administrator access to create, delete, and modify resources. But administrator user cannot control users and give permissions. That is, he or she cannot give permission to others. Moving to our next question that says, what is an instance store volume and EBS volume? Instance store volume accesses storage from disks that are physically attached to the host computer. When an instance is stored in an instance is launched, the image that is used to boot the instance is copied to the root volume. Secondly, Amazon Elastic Block Store, that is EBS, is an easy-to-use, high-performance block storage service designed for use with Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, that is for EC2, or for both throughput and transaction-intensive workloads at any scale. A broad range of workloads such as relational or non-relational databases, enterprises applications, containerized applications, big data analytics engines, file systems, and media workflows are widely deployed on Amazon EBS. Moving to our next question. What are recovery time objective and recovery point objective? Well, recovery time objective is the maximum acceptable delay between the interruption of service and restoration of service, while recovery point objective is the maximum acceptable amount of time since the last data restore point. It translates the acceptable amount of data loss which lies between the last recovery point and the interruption of the service. Moving on, the next question is, what is the way to upload a file that is greater than 100 MB in Amazon S3? To upload a file greater than 100 megabytes on Amazon S3, we use multiple layer upload utility from AWS. With the multi-part upload utility, larger files can be uploaded in multiple parts that are uploaded independently. You can also decrease upload time by uploading these parts in parallel. After the upload is done, the parts are merged into a single object or file to create the original file from which the parts were created. Next question in our list is what are the policies that you can set for users' password? The policies that can set for users' passwords are, first is the minimum length of the password. Then you can ask the users to add at least one number or special character to the password. Followed by that, there can be requirements assigned like particular character types, including uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, or non-alphanumeric characters. You can also enforce automatic password expiration, prevents the reuse of old passwords, and request for the passwords reset upon the next AWS sign-in. You can have the AWS users contact an account administrator when the user has allowed the password to expire. Next question is, explain the relation between availability zone and the region. AWS operates globally in what are called regions, 25 in all, spread across 6 different continents. Each region consists of multiple availability zones. And these are physical data centers where computers live and are geographically separated to reduce the likelihood of the local disaster taking out a whole region. AWS regions are individual geographical areas such as Asia South, that is in Mumbai, and US West 1, that is in North California. Talking about availability zones, these are isolated locations with the regions that can replace or replicate whenever needed. If one of the data centers fails in a region, the client request still gets served from other data centers located in the same region. This arrangement thus helps your service to be available even if a data center goes down. Moving on, our next question is, what are the different types of virtualization in AWS? There are 3 major types of virtualization in AWS. First is hardware virtual machine, that is HVM, which is fully virtualized hardware where all the virtual machines act separate from each other. These virtual machines boot by executing a master boot record in the root block of device of your image. Next is para-virtualization, that is PV. Para-virtualization GRUB is the bootloader that boots the PV AMIs. The PV GRUB chain loads the kernel specified in the menu. Third is para-virtualization on HVM, which helps the operating systems take the advantage of storage and network I/O available throughout the host. Our next question is, how to monitor Amazon VPC? Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, or Amazon VPC, is a service that lets you launch Amazon resources in a logically isolated virtual network that you define. You have complete control over your virtual networking environment, including selection of your own IP address range, creation of subnets, and configuration of routes and tables and network gateways. Amazon VPC can be monitored in the following ways. First is CloudWatch and CloudWatch logs, and VPC flows and flows logs. Next up, we have what is DDoS attack and what services can minimize them. DDoS, Distributed Denial of Service, is a cyber attack that disrupts the normal traffic to a web property. It attacks online services and websites by giving them more traffic than they can handle. DDoS attacks are carried out with the networks of internet-connected machines when a victim's server or network is targeted by the botnet. Moving on to the next question, that is, what are some of the AWS services that are not region-specific? Each AWS local zone location is an extension of an AWS region where you can run your latency-sensitive applications using AWS services. Some of the non-region specific AWS services are IAM, Route 53, Web Application Firewall, and CloudFront. Our next question is, what are the different types of load balancers in AWS? A load balancer distributes incoming application traffic across multiple EC2 instances in multiple availability zones. Different types of load balancers in AWS are First is application load balancer, which is used if you need a flexible application management and TLS termination. Second comes network load balancer, which is used if you require extreme performance and static IPs for your applications. And third comes the classic load balancer, which is used if your application is built within the EC2 classic network. Moving to our next question, that is differentiate between stopping and terminating an EC2 instance. No matter how same they sound, stopping and terminating are two different terms. When you stop an EC2 instance, it performs a normal shutdown on the instance and moves to a stop state, whereas when you terminate the instance, it is transferred to a stop state and the EBS volumes attached to it are deleted and can never be recovered. Moving to our next question that says how to configure CloudWatch to recover an EC2 instance. Amazon CloudWatch is a monitoring and management service that provides data and actionable insights for AWS, hybrid, and on-premises applications and infrastructure resources. With CloudWatch, you can collect and access all your performance and operational data in form of logs and metrics from a single platform. Configuring a CloudWatch to recover an EC2 instances has 3 steps. First is to create an alarm using Amazon CloudWatch. Second, in the alarm, go to define alarm and then the actions tab. Lastly, choose the recover this instance option. Our next question is, name the common types of AMI designs. An Amazon machine image, that is an AMI, provides the information required to launch an instance. You must specify an AMI when you can launch an instance. You can launch multiple instances from a single AMI when you need multiple instances with the same configuration. You can use different AMIs to launch instances when you need instances with different configuration. Some of the common types of AMI designs are fully baked AMI, just enough baked AMI, that is JEOS AMI, and hybrid AMI. Moving forth, the next question is how to auto-delete old snapshots. Auto-deleting old snapshots is an easy 3-way process. First, take the snapshots of the EBS volumes of Amazon S3. Then use AWS Ops Automator to handle snapshots automatically. This creates copies and deletes Amazon EBS snapshots. So it is very simple. Next question we have, how a user can gain access to a specific bucket. An Amazon S3 bucket is a public cloud storage resource available in Amazon Web Services. An object storing offering. It is basically an object storage offering. Amazon S3 buckets, which are very simple to file folders, store objects which consist of data and is descriptive metadata. There are 4 simple steps to gain access to specific bucket. First is categorize your instances, then define how authorized users can manage those specific servers. In the third step, log down your tags, and finally you can attach your policies to IAM users. Next up, we have what are the factors to consider while migrating to AWS. You can migrate any workload, applications, websites, database and storages or physical or virtual servers and even the entire data centers from an on-premises environment, that is the hosting facility, to any other public cloud to AWS. Important factors to be kept in mind while migrating to AWS are operational cost, workforce productivity, cost avoidance, operational resilience, and business agility. Moving to our last question of the session, what are some security products and features available in VPC? Security products and features available in VPC are: first comes the security groups, which acts as a firewall for the EC2 instances, controlling inbound and outbound traffic at the instance level. Second comes the network access control list, which acts as a firewall for the subnets, controlling inbound and outbound traffic at the subnet level. Third in our list is flow logs, which captures the inbound and outbound traffics from the network interfaces in your VPC. And if you want to learn more about AWS, you can visit our free class. You can log on to k21academy.com/AWSSA02. You can leave your suggestions in the comment section. Thank you.